Hopefully, everything is going well and people can hear me. This will be a interesting stream to say the least. Oops, something went wrong. Oh boy. Got my eyes. Probably wouldn't have gone wrong if I wasn't dumb. I could add a thumbnail into this. I'm gonna wait for everybody to kind of delve in, so. God damn it. Thank you. Jesus. Grab this over here. Okay. God damn it. How do I keep on grabbing that, by the way? That's the bigger thing here. Let's see. One thing about the small streams, when I have no viewers, I don't have to really worry too much about this. But now I'm gonna give 15-30 minutes for things to flood in a bit. I'm not logged in? The fuck? See, then we go to Borderise. Oh god, my eyes. See, then I could grab this. Jesus. Did I not already cover this, though? I think I covered this already. Oh, no, as correlation, so I'm going to put this here. See, nobody yet. See, a cove. Let's see. I need to look this up first. Jesus. So, for anybody that's probably been watching for the past 13 minutes or part of the video, this big part of the actual stream is just going to be dead air. So most of the time, you're going to hear my keyboard clacking. You'll be hearing probably a little bit of the stuff. What I will probably like to do is maybe cut that out of the stream, possibly, because it's really just me waiting for people to come in on board, and I don't have anybody else to really keep on the dead air. And normally, if I had extra people on here or like more viewers, obviously I would not be doing this type of dead air content. I would be doing a lot more, but it takes time for everybody to realize that there was a stream. I'm hoping that people were able to see the schedule of the stream, because YouTube does a great job of notifying people what the schedule of the stream. I'm hoping that's what they did, but this was already marked down. Hopefully that would be the case. But yeah, there's going to be at least 14 minutes of dead air, maybe another 16 minutes of something dead air, but from then onwards, it's going to be like essentially 30 minutes of actual talking and stuff like that. The views will probably be very low on the very first bit for this video, of the stream, so that kind of sucks. But there will not be any dead air on the next stream, so just letting you guys know there'll be a lot more stuff. So yeah, hopefully when more people come on board, I'll explain onto what's happening next week as well, because yeah, there's a little bit more stuff that I still need to do, that I do need to play catch up on, because YouTube is a bunch of power bricks. So yeah. me see. I'm doing two multiple things here, so I don't know if I actually have people coming in every now and then. So we're gonna do that. Do this. Let's see. 6 flags. Rainbow. I don't think I'm going to do Ariel. Because I don't think I need to do that one. The parents one's fucking huge. Alright? And then this one's pretty big. And then, let me see. Okay, so let me see if I can do this. Oh, Devil 110 minutes. Hey, brother. Hey, how's it going? Oh, they have some, they have new features on here. Nice, nice. Well, hopefully I haven't been too quiet for the past X amount of time. I will probably be explaining on what's going on here momentarily. A lot of crazy stuff. I can't get, I have limited time today, and was not able to, I can't do all these videos of everything within a certain time span. It's literally bloody impossible. Because I was gone for a week thanks to YouTube complete cucking me, as they always do, so. Yeah. Fun times. Probably should have worked on this before I started the stream, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm doing other stuff in the process. Okay, then this one needs to be edited a bit. No idea if you've been keeping up with the world like I have since I was gone, but I haven't been completely AWOL. I was actually going to make videos Oh, yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Although, Elon Musk did fire the Irwin people, so we'll see on how that goes. Although, depending on how big you are, they probably wouldn't know, so you know. Irwin girl did get fired fairly recently. It's about reaching that time too. I'll probably start a little bit 5 minutes, a little bit extra early than intended, just because got some people here. I'm almost done with this. So, essentially, here's what's going on with the actual plans in terms of, you know, all the great stuff that's been happening. So, for at least next week, I'm going to be having 2 streams. Now, obviously, the one stream is going to be kind of like another recap stream, to be honest with you, because I don't know, like, I still have to catch up from like this week, and then a little bit of I actually saved myself and did Thursday, but I didn't do Friday, and saved myself from that, and then another recap for like pretty much today and probably yesterday, I think. So I'll probably be doing 2 recap streams, which is obviously this will be the one of them, and then another one will be on Monday. The next stream, which would be a bit bigger one, is we'll be a little bit unorthodox, a bit out of the way. But the way that stream is that stream will be more of the Covecast podcast. I'm still working on the visuals and thumbnails and stuff like that on there, along with other special stuff that I would want to make the stream look nice and professional or something like that. Still working on that. I don't have a production team, so I'm working on that as best as I can, along with I don't know if anybody have any problems with my actual webcam, but it's a very strong possibility that you do. Or not my webcam, but my mic. I am in the process and book of purchasing a new mic. That is the process, but I don't know which mics are necessarily the good ones, because you know, I kind of mostly bought headsets for the longest time, especially in my gaming era. So me actually having any sort of actual idea on actual good podcast mics has been beneath me. So definitely been focusing on that a bit. Just got home. We'll jump on PC in a minute. They are definitely cracking down for protocol seasons way early. Yep, you're right. You're definitely right. There's a lot of craziness going on. But me going through the actual, kind of like what are we going through, we're actually seeing a massive pushback, and I think there's a good way of this actually coming forward here. Because I think that the way this is going to turn out is that Pride Month, I think after this month, if not this month, right? Like this year, if it's not over this year, Pride Month, I would essentially say is going to be non-existent, if not barely relevant next year. Because the way I am seeing people react is not in good favor of the Pride community at all. In fact, more gay people or what have you are speaking out and going against this mantra, this agenda. And it's really just taking a very, very sour turn for the entire Pride community. And if you guys haven't noticed, Nick Merckx was officially lost all of his stuff due to saying just don't go after children, and Call of Duty decided to remove him from, you know, drop him from all his bundles and stuff. So, yeah. Why? Okay, can I not have this here? Any cue? Okay, yeah. I think I'll try to get a new mic. I'm thinking about a new webcam too, or possibly a new video camera, but I don't know about that. Visually right now, I think I'm fine. If anything, I'll probably purchase a new webcam and stuff like that. And then whenever I do move out of this forsaken hellhole state, uh, uh, I would probably have. I'll probably looking for like a house or something that would have my own studio or whatever in it. So where I could possibly. This is obviously way down the line, but I'll probably have like people joining in and stuff like that on the studio or whatever. And that would be my future plan to having a studio, and I have to spend probably thousands of dollars on to the studio to obviously be good in this aspect, be good in that aspect. But that's way down the line. The reason why I'm not too worried about my webcam right now, because first off, I don't have any place on my desk to put any of the bigger cameras or more fancier cameras onto my desk anyways to make it benefit. So there's no point in purchasing a new one unless I get a better webcam, which is what I'm going to be focusing on in the near future. But I will let you guys know exactly what's going on as of, I would say, what's going on next week. So yeah, I don't know if I actually said this. I could be repeating myself, but there's maybe a few other people here, so they'll get to see, kind of understand what's going on. So essentially, what's happening next week? My stream is going to be happening for what do you call it? My stream will be happening for any of the recap, and then Thursday I'll be having that. Discord link is invalid, by the way. Okay, well, let me fix that. I don't know what happened. Ultra red error. Oh, wow. That was... I'll update the Discord link. I don't know why that didn't work. I was wondering why it wasn't working or whatever. So I'll put this going into. Why would I need to sign into chat? It's my own chat. What's going on here? YouTube. Okay. Well, here's the Discord, guys. If you all need it. I sent it to the but that's the funny thing though. I sent it to the unlimited Discord, the unlimited one. I don't know what's going on. I could just want to send it. I'm kind of working a little bit too, guys, on the side. I'm trying to get my illustrations done by Thursday. So that way the Thursday stream could be as best produced as possible from my crappy produced hands. So hopefully I'll have that all done. But currently talking to my designer right now, and he is on the way. This is the reason why I went on the background. I'm usually doing a lot of stuff. See, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Nice. I don't have roles set in the Discord, by the way. What I was thinking of doing probably later in the future, which I didn't want to do in the first place with my Discord, was probably have people have a paid subscription or whatever to be in the Discord. But now that I think that I'm not going to do that, but I will have the people that join in the Discord now. I guess you could say maybe grandfathered in or something like that, maybe. But the way it will most likely be is that I'll probably have certain tiers or something or whatever, people that suggest or whatever. I'll probably have a suggestions thing as well in the Discord that people can join. And whatever they want or whatever, what have you. I'll take your suggestions and I try to incorporate it into the Discord. Right now, it's just a place to have fun, chit chat, whatever, and for me to announce when you guys are going to be what do you call it? And for when when I actually do get destroyed on YouTube again for whatever apparent reason, because what I said was like maybe 3 seconds into the video or at the end of the video, and they're like, no, bad black man. So I got punished for 3 seconds of part of the video, so this is for me to let you guys know what's going on. And you guys can chat with me as well. So, as it may be, I will be done in a second here, and I'll let you guys kind of get on the move on what's going on with the whole craziness. So yeah, a lot of stuff is happening. I do know of the Twitch thing that's going on. I don't know when I'll do the the whole League of Esports stuff, because that's still unfolding, and I may believe that stuff just dropped to where they came out with a plan or whatever. Still doing research, still collecting information on that, because there's already information onto that one specific part of the scene, and it's still ongoing. I have like 90% of it, but the rest 10% is still unfolding, so it's kind of like an updating story. So we'll see what's going on there, but I'm still doing research on that, and then anything else that's pertaining to like Twitch, which is kind of just killing their own platform because they're a bunch of idiots. But you know, what can you do? Yeah, I have to figure out which tiers. You're right. I have to figure out which tiers I want to do. That was my biggest problem with the whole thing too. I wanted to find out what tiers, have some locked stuff or whatever, and whatnot, and didn't seem to. Okay, well, first off, let me log in. Well, yeah, you're right. And if you haven't seen what's been going on recently with that whole platform, it's like taking a sword, stabbing yourself, and then ripping the sword out, and then stabbing yourself again and cutting upwards. That's essentially what it was going on. Like, I don't know what they're doing, but the fact that they're trying to do this, and then after the backlash, they're like, no. That's not good. Don't hate us. And it's just like, okay, guys, you need to stop. Like, you're dropping the ball here. You're not doing good. Like, it's all bad. And I don't know, man. That platform, it's an interesting thing. I will say so myself. They are a master at destroying themselves. Also, for this stream, it probably won't be up until maybe later today, if not probably tomorrow. I'll probably have mix of everything. Essentially, what do you call it? I have a mix of videos from or highlights from the stream, so people that haven't seen anything can go and see it. If people are gonna want to watch the stream from like 15 minutes maybe or whatever that are joining this, you're most likely not going to have anything too great going on. All right, I'm gonna be honest here because honestly, the first 15 minutes of me starting the stream is waiting for y'all to come in, and I'm not speaking. I'm working on thumbnails. I'm talking to my designer and stuff. So I'm doing all of this other stuff that in the meantime within those 15 minutes. And I don't know. Does YouTube notify you guys, by the way, when I schedule a stream? I know my stream was kind of last minute, but I'm wondering if you guys actually got a notification there was going to be a stream today. That would actually be a grateful help because I'm not even sure if that's the case, if YouTube does that. That was been my biggest concern so far. Anywho, so let's get to the actual stuff here. Hopefully I can get most of this done in time. I don't want to go too overboard. I'm supposed to have a phone call or something happening around 3:30 to 4 p.m. And if I have to cut it early, I'm going to have to cut it early. But I'm hoping to get most of this stuff done. I did for once and sometimes. Okay, well, YouTube, you are annoying. Well, that's unfortunate. So I guess that means for my future streams, I will have to do something along the lines of maybe doing it a lot earlier. So maybe I'll start working on the thumbnail for the podcast on Thursday, maybe Saturday or Sunday, and then I'll possibly try to get that stream up and running, or at least schedule for Thursday. By the way, that stream that's going to happen is will be on 3 o'clock p.m., so it'll be a bit later. I'm trying to make double sure whether or not I actually am fully 100% available. I better be because I already have this planned out with this man. So, yeah. It's not going to be, the Thursday stream is not going to be anything about politics, all right? So if people are going to assume it's going to be politics, it's not. That's not what Covecast is about. Covecast is mostly about coming together, talking, bullshitting, stuff like that. So, stuff like that. Hopefully you all play games because I may do some gaming stuff or whatever with you all in due time. So, without further ado, and enough talk about me and the plans and all that great good jazz, we have this. Breaking. Violence between Antifa and parents erupts in Glendale, California. Outside school board meeting over LGBT pride agenda. This is actually crazy because the reason why I say this is crazy is because this is happening in California. Like part of the most liberal blue states imaginable. And parents are speaking up about this. Now, this is a good sign. This is a good sign that which we all knew, that not everybody in America is coattailing or writing this whole great thing of the majority of this gender stuff, right? You try to put this on the kids, people are going to get very angry, and rightfully so. Even people in California. And as I said before, and even what I've done with some of my friends as well that have, I've been talking about some of the things here and giving them a little bit of information. They did some research themselves, or they've been finding information on themselves, and yeah, it's they're seeing it. They're seeing this. They're seeing it. They're not agreeing with it, and they're all against it. So my work is doing some type of influence along with others. So I'm really hoping that I can do more of the influence and more great stuff here. I don't want to talk because I don't want Chinese spyware on my phone. Thank you very much. So I don't want to deal with that. But even though the government already kind of watches us to begin with, but yeah, I'll try to do more stuff. I don't do the Instagram stuff either, guys, because, again, I don't post a lot of pictures of myself, and I don't even know what I would put on Instagram to begin with. So, but yeah, this is crazy. Civ 6. I think I have Civ 6. So maybe we could do something like that. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll maybe do a stream just to talk to you guys, do some Q&A and stuff like that as well. Because I like to I just like to talk to my chat most of the time. It's fun to do so, and maybe get some Q&As. Maybe do current events and stuff like that. It'll be fun. So we have an all-out brawl between Antifa and parents erupted outside Glendale, California school board meeting on Tuesday. Parents had attended the meeting to demand transparency of curriculum, which the Glendale school board has refused to provide. A Glendale mom who was inside the meeting told the Post-Millennial that the school board refused to engage with parents, and instead of dealing with parents and giving the information parents have rightly demanded, they paraded at a selection of uninformed local elected officials who had no idea what was going on or what the issues were. So we're going to have this here. Now, this is the sound, but this is kind of what's going on here. This is, we have this, obviously, from Andy No, which is breaking Armenian-American man fight against Antifa and far-left protesters outside the Glendale, California school board meeting. Immigrant families have been furious that elementary schools are doing pride events. Antifa have gathered to oppose the parents. So, yeah, normies are finally noticing. They're finally noticing. Took them a while, but it's getting interesting. And as you can see here, guys, this is stuff that is going on that that is happening in California and what have you. Like, at this point, Antifa showing up to this is not looking good for them, because people are going to come out and see that Antifa is attacking a group of parents or what have you for defending kids, and it's just not a good look. We have more obviously here where we have a police beat back the Armenian American man who wants to fight outside the school board meeting. The immigrant families oppose price celebration in schools. Antifa, communists, and far left protesters gathered to support that. And this is 2 minutes, so I'm not going to waste a whole 2 minutes on this. But as you can see, like, this is pretty much going on here. It's pretty nuts. And this is in California. I'm going to assume this is going to get a lot worse for it. And if people haven't noticed, California is pretty bloody mixed, and a lot of people from from other from other countries do land in California, Hispanic and people alike. So to think that like this is not going to be an issue with some of these people is they're sadly mistaken. So we have Armenian, Hispanic, and Christian families have been protesting the Glendale School Board's pride celebrations and the indoctrination of their children into radical gender ideology. Parents were there protesting, trying to work with Glendale Unified as to what will be taught during Pride Week. A mother who was inside the meeting filmed parents protesting. Basically, there's some so-called Antifa or hoodlums, antisocial folks who were here, 20 to 30 folks who were segregated themselves with LGBTQ protesters. Then they moved away and went to a parking lot. They met a group of Armenian men. One of the Antifa attacked an Armenian man, and the man fought back. A father on the scene told the Post-Millennial. Parents went to the school board to demand information because the Glendale Unified School Board won't respond and take any actionable steps to tell parents what is happening or what will be taught. A father said to TPM, "We want our voices to be heard, and we want to acknowledge from the superintendent, and they were not acknowledging," he said. So, yeah, more crazy stuff happening here. Again, this is nuts. We have to leave our kids alone and stuff like that. It's nuts. I can't show too much because YouTube doesn't like this stuff, obviously. But yeah, we have a violent cell of Antifa whose members who have been convicted for violent conspiracy in San Diego calls for a rematch direct action today against the Armenian and Hispanic families protesting the Glendale School Board over pride events. So we'll go directly into here. And kind of show you guys what's going on. So everyone is, obviously this. We have this here, Glendale, and what have you. This is, the Armenian Americans were particularly upset over an elementary school making a Christian cross out of BLM, pride and fetish symbols. The Trans Antifa protest is also being promoted by leftist congressional candidate Mabi Agar, which a violent extremist visual protest saying who was banned for making terrorist threats is expected to show up again. So what we have here, yeah, we have this. Obviously, she, they, not really surprised by this. These people are vile. So let's make a note for these people, all right? let's timestamp this person, blast this person out into obliteration because this person is a detriment to society, and we need to be pushing back. We need to push back harder, and we definitely are, and it seems to be great in this aspect. So that's what's going on here. So when we have all this stuff, we have this from Pink News. We have violence breaks out at a school board meeting over Pride Month. Extremists attacked LGBTQ plus parents. This is the problem with media today, right, guys? Where they say extremists attack over LGBTQ plus parents. Now, here's one thing we have with Trump supporters and normal everyday people, right? When you have normal everyday people, you have people just like this, right? Where's a good example? You have just kids that are people that have I'm trying to see the actual shirts here, where, you know, leave our kids alone, just in normal clothing, like parents wearing a sweater and stuff like that, and what have you. This is normal. And when we go to here and type in Trump supporter and their type of clothing, you kind of see like kind of how crazy it is, right? And I'm not saying anything's bad with Trump supporters, by the way. What I am saying is Trump supporters kind of tend to have this look or stuff about them and all what that, or having some type of political ideology and stuff like that. This is not what's happening here. These are normal people living everyday lives, catching about this stuff, and this garbage, horrendous website is telling that these are extremists that are attacking LGBTQ plus parents. No. They're Antifa attacked and joined to counter the mob, and this is the cause of what's going on here. So, that being said, it's pretty much what's going on in this society, in this area, and it's pretty what's crazy. So, we have this as well, kind of pertaining to this. Parents call police after Illinois teacher offers LGBT book to her students. So, again, we're seeing massive pushback. And this was what I was talking before I started all this, right? Where people, and as you just said, that Normans are finally waking up. Normal people are waking up to this. People are pushing back onto Pride. And if people haven't been seeing with, like, you know, me posting a video of me going to the Target store and that one person leaving a comment, obviously saying that, like, oh, well, I'm lying or whatever when there's tuck-in swimsuits for kids. No, I'm not. Because if you could see me in the video, you see me literally holding the tag says tuck in friendly, and is literally next to kids clothing, which happens to be into a kid's swimsuit. On top of that, you can even search on YouTube tuck friendly swimsuit for kids, and it will pop up immediately what is on for kids. It's all over It's all over Google. It's not that hard to find. And not only that, Target is also supporting Glenson, which, by the way, is allows and tries to transition kids secretly behind their parents' back. So we know this. I reported on it. People that watch my channel or whatever, you guys are not dumb. You're intelligent. You at least have a capacity of intellectual thought, where other these NPCs, these sheep, have no capacity at all to actually rationally think. So me responding to these people is honestly stupid. But it does paint a picture and show you guys on how dysgenerous, how evil these people really are for trying to push their agenda and try to push away the backlash that obviously exists in our society. Even the gays people, the people that, you know, obviously that are against this are saying the same thing that we're saying. So if you're also going to go against your own same community that you're supposed to be defending, by the way, then I don't know what to tell you, guys. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, even the people that are against this, that are gay, are part of that community, is also not along with it. But of course, guys, I have said that Instagram has been garbage. It is a terrible, terrible app. It's a horrible site. It needs to be banned, and I don't know why it still exists, honestly. And I understand that Nick Rokeda said something about, you know, banning stuff and for free speech, but I after a certain point in time to where you have a site or something that has a huge pedophile network, you may want to start rethinking things. And what we have here is Instagram algorithm boosted vast pedophile network, alarming report claims. And this is not a surprise. I've been saying that Instagram has been horrendously bad for kids, especially females, and now we're seeing that it actually boasts a huge pedophile network. Well, I mean, are we surprised by this? Come on, guys, are we really surprised by this? We have this, that Instagram's recommendation algorithms linked and even promoted a vast pedophile network that advertised the sale of illicit child sex material on the platform. According to the findings of an alarm report Wednesday, Instagram allowed users to search by hashtags related to child sex abuse, including graphic terms such as pedo whore, preteen sex, pedo bait, and MSFW, the latter on a record meaning minors not safe for work. Researchers at the Stanford University and the University of Massachusetts artists told this Wall Street Journal. Which we have here, by the way, Instagram connects vast pedophile network. So, by the way, YouTube and anybody else that's trying to criticize me, Wall Street Journal reported on this, so you might want to back off. They're even saying this, alright? So, I don't know what to tell you. The hashtags direct users to accounts that purportedly offer to sell pedophilic materials via menus of content, including videos of children harming themselves or committing acts of bestiality, the researchers said. Some accounts allow buyers to commission specific acts or arrange meetups, the journal said. Sarah Adams, a Canadian social media influencer and activist who calls out online child exploitation, told the journal she was affected by Instagram's recommendation algorithm. Adams said one of her followers flagged a distressing Instagram account in February called Incest Toddlers, which had an array of pro-incest memes. The mother of two said she interacted with the page only long enough to report it to Instagram. After the brief interaction, Adams said she learned from concerned followers that Instagram had begun recommending the Incest Toddlers account to users who visited her page. Meta confirmed to the journal that the Incest Toddler account violated its policies. Guys, it's just... It's sickening to the highest order, right? Like, that this is actually a thing. And the fact that Instagram was getting away with it, because honestly, I want to say a lot of these Democrats are pedos, they are enablers, they are disgusting human beings, because, you know, they allow this to happen. They push this through. And when are we going to heavily punish these platforms for supporting this type of stuff? I mean, it's over. I don't know if you, user, or anybody else was around when I did a report on Google kind of just catering to that side of the group of people. So yeah, these organizations are deeply disturb people. They're pedos, and maybe perhaps they should go behind a barnyard and be put down like old Yeller. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion on it. If anybody else thinks so that should not be a thing, then YouTube kind of wants to punish me for you know, saying that child grabbers or people that are interested into children in a very bad way should not be put down like old Yeller, then I don't know what to tell you. Then maybe you, YouTube, are part of the problem as well. Maybe you support that type of material, and you should probably seek yourself into the jail cell where you belong. When the reach for comment by the post, a spokesperson for Instagram's company, Meta, said it has since restricted the use of thousands of additional search terms and hashtags on Instagram. The spokesperson added that Meta is continuously exploring ways to actively defend against this behavior and has set up an internal task force to investigate these claims and immediately address them. Child exploitation is a horrific crime, a Meta spokesperson said in a statement. We work aggressively to fight on and off our platforms and to support law enforcement in its efforts to arrest and prosecute criminals behind it. Meta pointed to its extensive enforcement efforts related to child exploitation. The company said it disabled more than 490 accounts that violated child safety policies in January and blocked more than 29,000 devices for policy violations between 27 and June 2nd. Meta also took down 27 networks that spread abusive content on its platforms from 2020 to 2022. The journal noted that researchers at both Stanford and UMass Amherst discovered large-scale communities promoting criminal sex abuse on Instagram. When the researchers set up test accounts to observe the network, they began receiving suggested for you recommendations to other accounts that purportedly promoted pedophilia or linked to outside websites. That a team of 3 academics with limited access could find such a huge network should set off alarms at Meta. Alex Stamos, the head of the Stanford Internet Observatory and Meta's former chief security officer, told the Journal Stamos called for Meta to reinvest in human investigators. Meta said it already hires specialists from law enforcement and collaborates with child safety experts to ensure its methods for combating child exploitation are up to date. In another bizarre development, the Journal noted that Instagram's algorithm had previously sent users a pop-up notification warning that certain researches on the platform would yield results that may contain images of child sexual abuse. The screen purportedly directed the users to never get resources on the topic or see the results anyway. The report said Meta disabled the option allowing users to view the results anyway, but has declined to reveal why it was ever offered in the first place. Oh, it was offered because, the people at Meta enjoy that type of stuff. They're the type of people that would really want to push for it. And the only reason why they're, stopping it now for any reason is because, they don't want to be seen pushing that stuff. They don't want to be put into jail because, they enjoy it. So they have to push it down and hide it because, I don't know about you, but anything related to those hashtags, etc., stuff like that, would be immediately removed. All right. So, it's the same thing on my new Discord. If people are going to post that material in here, not only will I report you to the authorities because I do not like you people that would do that stuff, and 2, you will be immediately banned from my Discord. As I said in the rules, you probably should read first. It is not a free speech Discord. It is mostly a free speech Discord, which means don't post any type of crazy stuff like, Discord TOS or, maybe anything indicating with child or underage kids. Let's just put it that way, which, by all means should be self-explanatory for anybody that is not type of that field, but, for the people that go too crazy in there, I gotta put a little bit of restrictions, and I don't think that's too hard to say, alright? Just Discord TOS and all that stuff like that, alright? Other than that, go wild. Post whatever the hell you want. I don't care. I'm not a stickler. I'm mostly a free speech man. So we have this. More bit on news. Disney on track to lose millions on The Little Mermaid. Now, I think it was not hard to predict on what was going to happen here. We kind of predicted that The Little Mermaid was not going to do well. All right. So, yeah, exactly. Illegal things wouldn't be under free speech. Yeah, exactly. Come on, guys. So, just don't do anything illegal. Or boast that you're about to do something illegal and be like, hey, look, I'm doing something illegal. Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want the Discord banned. We don't want us arrested. We don't want other people there. Come on. And also, don't flame each other in the Discord, please. Or, flame each other in the Discord. Just don't go rightfully attacking people, doxing, etc. Come on, people. Even though doxing is not illegal, but come on. Let's be human beings here. Anyhow, Disney on track to lose millions on The Little Mermaid. Yeah, so this is not a surprise. This is kind of a normal thing to realize here that that a black Little Mermaid was not going to work. Now, probably because these people are not creative at all and they have no creative ability. But maybe, just maybe, if you made a mermaid that happened to be black, that happened not to be The Little Mermaid, but anything else, you would get away with it, right? And you get to do your virtual selling or whatever. But considering you decided to race swap The Little Mermaid to be black, that's our biggest concern here. So maybe lay off the insanity. Disney spent roughly $390 million on producing and promoting the film. Theaters take approximately half the tickets. Oh, my apologies. Theaters take approximately half the ticket sales, meaning the film must hit nearly $800 million to break even. They have to make $800 million just to make even, guys. This movie is not breaking $800 million. It's not going to make that much money, all right? It's just not possible. They're living in Lulu Cthulhu land. It's just not good. According to the report from the Stock Dark, The Little Mermaid achieved a successful domestic debut, generating $118.6 million over a 4-day opening period, ranking among the top 5 highest-grossing films for Memorial Day weekend. However, internationally, the film's earnings were only $68 million. The live-action remakes of Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin have both reached $1 billion, a benchmark becoming increasingly less likely for the woke Little Mermaid film to reach. I think the difference between the Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin is because they stick mostly true to, you know, the demographic and what have you of those characters, just live action. I don't care for live action films that's been animated, mostly because I'm an anime watcher. I love anime, and anything that's kind of like in the role of animation, it just really doesn't pan well to me. But the biggest thing is they weren't super woke with it. This, they were woke with it for whatever reason. Oh, I know why. Because, you know, they had to be woke. If the film manages to gross only $600 million globally, it will result in a loss of $200 million, and even achieving this level of domestic earnings still needs to be determined, the report explained. Therefore, domestically, the likelihood that it could gross $300 to $350 million seems overly optimistic. So it doesn't seem like it's going to be doing too great. Also, if you haven't seen it, there you guys see a pile of German shepherds arguing in the theaters. In the Little Mermaid. So, you know, if you want to have a great theater experience, have fun with German shepherds arguing in mask at a Little Mermaid for little kids, because, you know, that's perfectly a-okay. But what do I know, right? The children's film has been an avalanche of controversy since announcement due to the race bending of the lead character and edits to make original songs more politically correct. Disney also invited drag queen Nina West to the movie's Los Angeles premiere. Not only that, I think Izzo or Izzy or whatever the hell her stupid name is, also rented out the entire theater for her entourage, I guess, for The Little Mermaid. So, you know, there's that. The 44-year-old drag queen, whose real name is Andrew Levitt, has become a staple of Disney's children's programming after he rose to fame by competing on RuPaul's Drag Race. In a post to Instagram with video from the red carpet, Levitt wrote, "Thank you, blah, 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 for having me tonight and allowing me to share in such a magical celebration." Levitt wore an over-the-top costume inspired by Ursula. McCarthy has said that she took inspiration from drag queens for the civilian's character. "There's a drag queen that lives in me," McCarthy previously told Entertainment Weekly. "I'm always right on the verge of going full-time with her to keep the humor and the sadness and the edginess to Ursula. It's everything I want in a character, and frankly, everything I want in a drag queen. I'm a huge fan of drag shows and the whole art of it, the entertainment of it," McCarthy said, noting that she has been going to shows I was not supposed to be going to shows. I want to say he. I'm kind of a little confused on these people, but Levitt previously hosted a Disney Plus LGBTQ Pride concert in 2021 at 9 West, during which classic Disney songs were reimagined with LGBTQ themes. Levitt also authored a children's book titled The You Kind of Kind, and starred in a video of Nickelodeon explaining the meaning of Pride for kids, which doesn't need to be explained to kids at all. Again, as we see here, parents and the people are getting tired of Pride Month. They're sick and tired of it. People don't want it anymore. I've been over it for a past year or two now, and now I'm really over it, and things are getting, out of control, out of hand, and it needs to bloody stop. I'm getting sick and tired of it. I don't want it in my face anymore. Alright? And if I'm getting this agitated over it, you're probably going to have people that will go even way further than I would do, and then you'll really have a whole hateful group of people not wanting it. As I said, push these things onto people and see what happens. It won't end well for you. This After Hours event includes themed entertainment, Disney characters, one-of-a-kind photo opportunities, specialty menu items, event merchandise, and more. It begins with a 3-hour pre-party mix-in from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. PT, then private party runs from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. PT, when guests can ride some popular attractions after regular park hours. Disney Parks announced in a blog post a theme park reservation is not required. So, yeah. That is what's going on here. So what we have is this.
Society, though.
This is insane.
Which I was just saying, like, it's so part of what's so vital about being yourself is that you give the space for other people to step forward and be brave and be themselves. And it's literal life-saving work what you're doing. It's literally saving lives.
Saving lives, right? Saving lives. Yeah, go outside to the kids that are getting their bodies completely mutilated or having sex change, which is what you would technically call it, and see how they feel, because I'm pretty sure the kids are not liking it. This is what we have here from garbage people that are wanting to promote garbage things onto kids and to and ruin their gender and stuff like that because they just don't care. We have this, by the way, guys. This is insane. We have a reading man arrested for quoting Bible in public. It took less than 60 seconds of standing on the sidewalk for Damon Atkins to be placed in handcuffs and arrested for quoting a portion of a Bible verse. On Saturday morning, dozens of people were gathered outside the Reading City Hall on Washington Street to participate in the city's first ever Pride March rally and endorsed by Mayor Eddie Warren. At approximately 10:05 a.m., Atkins arrived at a public sidewalk across the street from City Hall. In less than a minute, he found himself in handcuffs. The entire incident was captured on film by Matthew Ware of Reading, Pennsylvania, who told the Lancaster Patriot that he had been preaching to Atkins' arrival and was told to stop by the same police officer who later handcuffed Atkins. Now, this is insane because last time I checked, this is a freedom of speech, and you don't arrest people for freedom of speech. So there's that. And two, it seems that you can sexualize and groom children, which is A-okay, but you speaking a Bible verse is wrong, and you having your own religion is wrong. Now, again, I'm not an over religious person. You won't ever catch me being over religious at all. All right, I'm not that type of person. However, I'm not gonna go over here and say that you can't have this religion. You should be arrested for this religion. Or etc. etc. All right. I don't care what you believe in. What you believe in is what you believe in, or what have you. What you do with God or what have you. That's your choice. That's what you want to do. All right. That's your business. I have no problem with doing that. And I would also agree that you should have your right to go and preach the Bible or the Quran or whatever you want to do to people or whatever in a public place. You should be allowed to do that. And the fact that this man was arrested for this is insanity in every way possible. All right. We have this Ware said he preached for about 12 minutes and then began filming in the event from across the street. Ware posted the video to YouTube where it has garnered nearly 2,000 views in 2 days. The video begins with Ware narrating and explaining that he preached until a cop got in my face, handcuffed me, and threatened me to arrest me if I didn't stop. They got drag queens, they got children here, Ware said in the video. They're about to do a flag raising ceremony in the Satan cesspit. About a minute into the video, Atkins can be seen at a distance heading toward the event. It looks like some more men just showed up to support us. Ware says that the 148 point in the video that this cop is going to give them a hard time. The video shows Police Sergeant Bradley T. McClure approaching Atkins and the two interact for approximately 25 seconds. Atkins can be heard saying, "This is public property." McClure can be heard saying, "Let them have their event and respect them." In the video, Atkins tells McClure that he has respected the people in attendance and said, "You know who's cheering for us, the people that are in hell." Atkins later told the Lancaster Patriot that he was referring to the parable of the rich man and Lazarus in the Gospel of Luke, wherein a rich man in torment begs Father Abraham to send someone to warn his brothers about the place of torment. Whereas video then focuses on McClure, who as he walks away from Atkins. Atkins can be heard saying, "God is not the," and the McClure immediately approaches Atkins and handcuffs him. Atkins, the Lancaster Patriot, said that he was going to quote a portion of 1 Corinthians 14:33, "God is not the author of confusion," but did not finish the quote because he stopped when he was handcuffed by McClure. According to the affidavit of probable cause, McClure claims that Atkins was carrying a sign with a slogan written on it that showed his opposition to the event. Video footage shows Atkins holding a sign that read, "Jesus said go and sin no more." In the affidavit, McClure also claims that Atkins began to yell to the people attending to the Pride event. "I immediately approached him and told him that while he was free to stand on that side of the street and hold his sign, McClure wrote in the affidavit that he could not cross the street nor yell comments intended to disrupt the event." McClure added that Atkins said he understood, but the video does not show Atkins agreeing to remain silent, and Atkins told Lancaster Patriot that he never agreed to McClure's instructions. The affidavit continues with McClure claiming that in less than a minute, Atkins resumed yelling discordant comments to the people at the event, which, again, is his right to do so. Last time I checked, still freedom of speech, you authoritarian piece of shit police. The video records the only words from Atkins, "God is not the immediate prior to arresting him." You know what I want from these police, by the way? I want these police arrested. I want these police jailed. I want these police to lose their jobs. You know why? Because they violated the First Amendment. You authoritarian piece of garbage pigs. All right. And you're not going to catch me here, all right, guys, defending the police at every single turn. No, you're not. You're going to give me rightfully blaming the police. There's a reason why we need police reform, why we need justice system reform, and what have you. Because arresting somebody for their First Amendment right to speech is asinine. You do not do this. You deserve to be fired, sued, lose your money, and put in jail for X amount of years. Maybe that may have a bit of repercussions for police not doing their job correctly. You know, breaking the First Amendment. That's probably the one thing. A criminal complaint from the Reading Police Department provided to the Lancaster Patriot explains that a violation of the disorderly conduct statute entails the intent to cause substantial public inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm, or recklessly creating a risk thereof. He is inflaming or threatening or inflaming violent or tremendous behavior that against, despite being warned by police just moments prior, yelled derogatory comments at the organization that was holding a permitted event. And we have this. As Atkins is being handcuffed in the video, the crowd at the Pride event can be heard cheering his arrest. Atkins agreed to meet with the Lancaster Patriot to explain that the reason he went to the event that day was because Jesus Christ changed him and he wanted to tell others. The main reason I was there was because of love, he said, because Jesus had taught me to love my neighbor as myself. He did into another Pride event earlier in the week and said a man told him that if I had a gun, I would shoot you in the head. Atkins said the message of repentance is reviewed as hateful simply because it does not encourage the sinful behavior that is being celebrated by the culture. What is love? Is that love that your pastor tells you that you can be a homosexual and enter the kingdom of God? He said that's not love. Now, I don't really care if you're gay, by the way. That straight up. I don't care. If you're gay, you're gay. Doesn't whatever. Just don't push your shit into my face. Don't go after children. If you want to do whatever you want in your private life, go ahead. By all means, do that shit. I don't agree with the whole thing that, you know, being gay should be damned or killed or what have you because, you know, you're gay, all right? That's my prerogative. That's part of the reason why I don't really like religion in the first place. Is because it really paints people. It will really paint people as something, a group of bad people, when in reality that's not the case. And the same thing with, like, there's some trans people, not all, but some trans people that are not on that insane side of the spectrum, right? And to label them all as bad people is not correct. But you know, I just don't agree with that they should be condemned. All right, that's not something I have to do, and I think that's something that the Bible needs to probably fix. Although but if there's actual legitimate reason onto why they have that in the Bible, then please explain that to me so I can understand why. I'm a very reasonable guy. Normally, if things are explained to me in such a way that it makes sense, then I could probably, you know, make an actual validation for it. But so far, I'm not all for that. I'm fine with people being gay or what have you. All right, that's just the way it is. I just don't want, you know, the gay people or any of the people going after children or pushing in my face constantly every single day of every single month, especially on this month as well. All right, I hate this month immensely. Atkins told the Lancaster Patriot that he was cited as marking derogatory comments, but was simply quoting from the Bible. Now, in this country, God is a derogatory term, Atkins told the Lancaster. That makes me sick to my stomach. I agree. You can't do anything with your stuff here. And this is not gonna go well with the Democrats. All right. If you start arresting people for speech and stuff, it's gonna be a huge problem. So
here we are in Reading.
Oh my God, that is loud.
Coming from out of town to celebrate.
We're only going to do a little bit of this. We're not going to show a lot of it.
Providence of God, I was driving with
Agreed.
my
They should
family
force
down
harsh
the road and
punishment
we
for
passed
violent
this.
folks. Yep.
Faithful brothers over here that are standing. I came out, but if you don't know how well you can see, there's not a lot of Hispanics out today. It's a bunch of white people. I'm sure they drove over from West Reading or from out of...
Yeah, I hate to say it, but a lot of liberal white people are the plague to our society. They are honestly horrible. I don't know what's going on with them, but they need Jesus. They need something. Look, there aren't even hardly any black people there. They're all just white people. What the hell?
Town. Because the Hispanic here, you got gospel.
that are in hell. So you do you, and I'm gonna do me. This is public property. All stuff's in. And they're clapping. Brothers, man.
Yep. See, this is what we call that all three of these people, all three of these cops deserve to be arrested, jailed, and have harsh punishments on them. Violating the First Amendment rights. This is,
I can't believe this isn't ready. God bless you, brother. Just arrest. We have it on film.
yeah. So yeah, that's insanity. Insanity in the greatest. This is probably the second biggest story. Next to this one, right? Like, this is the next biggest story right here, because that's insanity that this is happening in America. Now, if this was happening in Australia or England or the UK or what have you, then yeah, that would be one thing. But that's not happening here. But we have some good news. Gamers unite, brothers and sisters. Please come to join me today that we have some choice. We have this. Xbox removes their LGBT plus Pride 4 days into Pride Month. We have this here, 3 days. It looks beautiful. It looks all rainbow and fantastic. Great. And then, well, that's a problem. It's not. The reason why I love this, by the way, is that this shows that the Bud Light effect is bad. The Bud Light effect is happening and spreading across companies, and companies don't want any of this. And we need to keep pushing this. The more that we keep pushing this stuff, the more it will be better for our country and what have you. And, yeah. If you think that's the end, oh, no, ladies and gentlemen. The Navy removes Pride Month posts amid right-wing backlash. NASCAR, Major League Baseball also targeted. So, these companies are dropping pride flags. They're dropping the pride stuff altogether. It is a beautiful thing to see. Because, again, all we need is one flag, and that's the American flag. And the American flag means everybody. Pride flag only means one group of individual people, and we don't need that flag. It's garbage. Get rid of it. If you people, this is the one thing that I don't understand about these lunatics, is that you need a flag and a month to feel special, to feel like you're appreciated, to feel like something means to you. Are you that mentally deranged or down that you need a month and a flag to represent you, to make yourself feel better? Go get psychological help, please. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't need a flag that represents me. I don't need a flag that makes me feel better. I just know who I am, and that's the way it is. If people don't like it, they can fuck off. If they do, great. We can be friends. But other than that, I just don't care. But I don't need a flag. These people need a flag to make them feel good about themselves. Let that sink in for a second. A flag and a month makes them feel good. You know, normally when people are on suicidal thoughts or need something to make them feel better or whatever, normally that usually means that they have some type of mental problem or like they're mentally distressed. That's normally what that means in most cases. Now, not all of them, obviously, but come on. And this is what's insanity. And companies are finally doing this. Companies daring to declare their support for Pride Month, including those that simply adopt a rainbow color logo for June, are facing online attacks from right-wing social media users, leading the Navy to delete its Pride post as boycott threats against any company deemed woke or outreach of the LGBTQ community continue to go viral. Well, we already did a report on this, not recently, but a while ago, to where the U.S. Army was trying to promote like kids of drag people for doing it, and from what we see from reports, that doesn't seem to be the case. the report shows that a lot actually people are going to be more conservative now than actually liberal. So I don't know what they're trying to deem with. The far left of the case are very small, or what have you, and I don't know about what they're doing here, but it seems that this is what's going on. So we're going to do the key facts here. The U.S. Navy uploaded a Pride-themed Facebook cover photo on June 1st, the first day of the Pride Month, and replaced it with another photo less than 12 hours later, and it reportedly deleted posts for Pride Month from its Twitter and its Instagram accounts. Yeah, partly because you're not going to get anybody that does Pride Month or whatever into your section or into your army if you post that type of garbage on there, but I digress. NASCAR and MLB also tweeted in support of the LGBTQ community, and their posts were quickly filled with replies and quote retweets from angry right-wing users to quick call for boycotts for companies who celebrate Pride or engage in LGBTQ inclusive marketing. I don't think this is a right-wing thing. I think what this is that you're dealing with the majority now. Tucker Carlson is speaking, is now on Twitter and making his videos. You're having more people advertising to Twitter and stuff like that, making it to more of a, I guess you could say, the town square of it. And what's happening is that people are changing, people are viewing this stuff, and now you're dealing with the majority. The minority is slowly being snuffed out, and the majority is coming to speak out more loudly. And you are saying that right wing? No, it's not. Because even people that are on the Democratic side are also against this BS. All right? Plain and simple. Like the protests in California. That is not right-wing extremists. All right? It's not right-wing extremists. These are normal, everyday people, Americans, parents that are coming to it because they do not want this stuff in their lives. That's just the fact of it. And if you're going to try to hold down the minority or the majority down because, you have to push back with your insanity and your authoritarianism, then that's insanity. The MLB briefly changed its Facebook profile to a Pride-themed logo on Thursday, but reverted back to the original on Friday after an onslaught of hateful comments. Social media users on both sides were quick to notice the MLB switch. Popular queer content Matt Brinson tweeted, "Browns really aren't hanging with us this year," while conservative commenters celebrated the change. Some companies still change their social media icons to Pride-themed logos, including HP, Cisco, Pfizer, Citi, and Bank of America. Of course they did, because these are companies that, these are way bigger companies, by the way. Pfizer, this is not a surprise that Pfizer did this. But, again, this is not going to boast well for these companies because they're going to go down. As soon as I can find a bank that is not Bank of America, I will be removing myself from this company. So don't worry about that. We have this. Now, I did a report on this not too long ago, right? To where this kid spoke out because, he had this shirt, what have you. Well, I guess Massachusetts is another hellhole because due to authoritarianism and violating your first freedom of speech, judge rules Massachusetts boy 12 cannot wear two-gender shirt to school while free speech lawsuit is still being decided. Attorneys for student hope final decision will come before last day of term. Okay, so yeah. I guess you can't wear the shirt anymore because, there's a lawsuit, but, I'm going to violate your freedom of speech anyways. That's just great. And I'll be right back, boys. Gotta do something. Normally I wouldn't get up, but this calls for getting a process. Whew! Getting a little bit hot in my room. I do say so myself. Anywho, yeah, this is what's going on here. So we have a free speech lawsuit filed on behalf of a 12-year-old boy against his Massachusetts school ran into some trouble during a Wednesday hearing as a district court denied his attorney's request for a temporary injunction. A Boston judge ruled that Liam Morrison cannot wear a shirt that reads, "There are only two genders," while the case over the garment is still being decided. The suit, which is being argued by attorneys from Alliance Defending Freedom, was filed by the boy's parents after he was repeatedly denied his right to wear the shirt at school. Logan Spina, ADF lawyers, told Fox Digital that they were asking for an immediate order so he could express himself for the rest of the school year. Liam is suing for the right to do what every other student in his school currently has the right to do, which is respectfully express their own view on a matter of enormous public concern: what is the relationship between sex and gender. temporary injunction or restraining order, which have paused the school's ability to stop the 12-year-old from expressing his views about gender before the full final court decision. The next hearing is set for June 13th, which is about 3 to 4 days away, give or take. When attorneys for Morrison hope to receive approval for him to wear the shirt before the school year closes out on June 26th. Liam Morrison, 12, claimed his father had picked him up from John T. Nicholas Jr. Middle School in March, where he refused to change out his t-shirt that read, "There are only two genders." What the father should do is remove him from the school, and homeschool his child. Because take your kids out of these bloody schools already, please. It is time to do it. Alright? His parents filed a federal lawsuit last month against the towns of Middleborough, acting school principal Heather Tucker, a Middleborough school committee, and Middleborough Public Schools Superintendent Caroline J. Land. Liam said school officials told him other students were complaining that it made them feel unsafe and was disrupting their education. But by forcing him to change out of the shirt, he claimed the school district was stifling his First Amendment right to speech, and said officials took away my ability to have a different opinion. Tyson Longover, director of the Alliance Defending Freedom Center for Academic Freedom, who helped the family launch the lawsuit, said, "This is about a t-shirt. This is about a public school telling a 7th grader that he is allowed to hold a view that differs from the school's preferred orthodoxy. Public school officials can't censor Liam's speech by forcing him to remove a shirt that states a scientific fact. Doing so is a gross violation of the First Amendment." Now, I don't know if it's scientific fact. I think it's constitutional fact, which you probably should have put in there, by the way. I don't think science has anything to do with this, but I digress. Maybe choose your words a little bit better, alright? He added, "It's hard to tell because their student handbook actually says that public education must be available to members of both sexes, and it says that sexual harassment can't be against either gender. So the school's own communications actually support Liam's viewpoint, but what they told him is that he can't express that on his shirt, and we think that's wrong." Liam spoke about the incident and said he was taken out of gym class on March 21st to meet with school officials who told him that people were complaining about his t-shirt, saying it made them feel unsafe. I was told that I would need to remove my shirt before I could return to class. When I once told them I didn't want to do that, they called my father. Thankfully, my dad, supportive of my decisions, came to pick me up. What I did with my shirt, say, he continued 5 simple words. "There are only two genders, nothing harmful. Nothing threatening, just a statement I believe to be a fact." He added that he did not go to school that day to hurt feelings or cause trouble. But school officials told him his shirt was targeting a protected class. Who is this protected class? Morrison asked. "Are their feelings more important than my rights? I don't complain when I see pride flags and diversity posters hung throughout the school. Do you know why? Because others have a right to do their beliefs just as I do," he said. Middleborough Public Superintendent's Alliance said Liam had violated his dress code, blah, 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 blah. So you guys pretty much know that. So yeah, this kid, is pretty much being punished for having his freedom of speech, and that's not being allowed at schools. Let you know that a lot of these schools and a lot of these companies and officers are really trying to get rid of that First Amendment, violating it in every way, single regard. I think we should probably take that back. Now we have this. Six Flags hosting drag queen shows for all ages at amusement parks across the country. One theme park showcasing history of Pride presentation. The National Amusement Park Company is presenting drag queen shows at several of its theme parks in honor of Pride Month. One Six Flags amusement park is also showcasing a presentation about the history of Pride Month. The Six Flags Over Texas location is offering a schedule of live entertainment and fun activities to celebrate Pride Month, including 8 drag shows for all ages. From the amusement park's website, the 45-minute live show will make you laugh and clap as our Pride entertainers offer a first-of-its-kind show at Six Flags Over Texas. Local drag queen legend Sam Lamoon will drag show. My apologies. The site adds all content is rated PG and is considered to be family friendly and inclusive for all ages. Anyone under 17 should consult with a parent or guardian if there is a concern. The amusement park will also offer a presentation about the history of Pride Month. If you're interested in learning about how the National Pride celebration began, then visit Crazy Horse Saloon to see a digital presentation on TV screens, the site says. So, yeah. I guess this is just a thing happening. There are also Pride events being held in June at the Six Flags Discovery Kingdom in Vallejo, California. The Pride's website says celebrate Pride Month at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. Don't miss a celebration that features delicious specialty food and beverage offerings, collection of Pride merchandise, and on all new entertainment, not to mention foam cannons. The amusement park says join us for a show unlike any other. Drag queens across the Bay Area, such as drag queen Margot, will be hosting shows throughout the night. The Six Flags St. Louis will have live entertainment by a troupe of drag queens known as the Divas of the group. Drag queen shows will be also held at Six Flags Great America in Illinois and Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey. The Six Flags New England Park in Massachusetts will be transformed into Pride's Atmosphere, the Gateway Pundit reported. Being called the Pride Atmosphere, the park will be completely transforming from its usual look, according to Explore Western Mass. Instead, the park goers will be immersed in rainbow decor, balloons, rainbow street performers, interactive rainbow photo opportunities, and more. Drummers, stilt walkers, and balloon artists in rainbow attire will be present throughout the month of June, and filling the park with their best Pride fashion. Musical performances that include drag shows will also be taking place according to Six Flags. Yes, because the drag shows are not going to be sexual in nature, because we all know drag shows are never sexual in nature, right guys? Right? There are also Pride events scheduled at the Six Flags locations in Georgia, Maryland, and San Antonio, Texas. Notably, the Six Flags location in Mexico and Canada do not have any Pride events planned, according to the website for the parks. According to Six Flags, it is the world's largest regional theme park company with 1.4 million revenue in 2019, 27 parks across North America. Fantastic. Now, we have about a few more stuff here. Let me see. So, let's get through this. How many is this? 9, 11, 12, 14, or what have you. So, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, alright? But, I mean, reading everything directly, alright? I'm not going to go all through that. But what I am going to do is I will do this. Breaking. The largest trans healthcare providers in the U.S. are rubber stamping letters approving gruesome life-altering surgeries. It's such a racket that my producer was approved to testicle removal in 22 minutes. The tape is disturbing. So we have this. We're going to view this here.
We sort of will go again into understanding that I'm not going to be a gatekeeper. I'm not going to be a person that's going to stop them from accessing care. I'm not there to determine if they're trans enough. I'm going to write them this letter. We sort of will go again into.
We have that. Groner is referring to the WPATH standards which major hospitals follow. They require that trans patients obtain a letter before undergoing surgeries. But Groner tells her audience to treat the letters as persuasive ESA and to green light even suicidal patients.
Any psych history that might be helpful to sort of showing the necessity. So if, let's say, a client has a psych history that includes like suicidal ideation or a suicide attempt, and you can connect it to the gender dysphoria, that actually can be sort of a positive, persuasive essay piece. And I'll talk about that in a little bit, because you can kind of show what this is so necessary, right? This is how this is impacting this person's life, and this is why this procedure is necessary and needed. I have found that when I frame it in a, we're going to kind of use this as a persuasive essay and we're going to really, kind of stick it to them, there's a little bit more fun with it in the way we even use language. So I found that to kind of be helpful with clients.
And we have this. Groner explains that insurance companies won't pay for these surgeries unless the patient is diagnosed with gender dysphoria. So she says healthcare workers should provide the diagnosis. We're using that diagnosis, she says, to ensure clients that get that necessary treatment. I agree. These people are evil. They are evil in every way possible.
And who's asking us to write these letters? So oftentimes we're being asked by surgeons or physicians, but in reality, it's really for the insurance companies. That's what the letters are really for. And I think that's important for us to keep in mind. We have to use the DSM in our letters for insurance company. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. As y'all can tell, I'm not like the biggest DSM fan. So I just think it's important to highlight because of this requirement. And this is something I'll explain to the client. So I'll talk about your insurance company is saying as, or sort of a requirement for this letter for the surgery that you have to have this diagnosis, and we'll kind of talk about that. So knowing that this, sort of American Psychological Association, or DSM, there's this history of pathologizing and categorizing queer people as sort of sexual deviants, there is that minimal trust. So what I talk about is that we're using the diagnosis to ensure that clients get that necessary treatment.
Yeah, and then we have further going on to say this here. Whatever insurance companies might think of that is the industry standard. The popular trans telehealth service, for example, instructs patients that even if they don't fit the definition of gender dysphoria, the diagnosis is needed to ensure that the insurers pay out. We have this, which provides letters authorizing surgeries for nominal fee, goes on to admit that it's quite possible patients will receive a letter indicating a gender dysphoria diagnosis, even though they really do not have dysphoria. We reached out to Fox about this. A staff member to confirm that a diagnosis of gender dysphoria with the word diagnosis is in quote quotes, is a requirement for insurance purposes. If it doesn't apply. The largest trans healthcare provider in the U.S., Plum Clinic, runs a similar scam. They sell letters for 150 authorizing surgeries. That's how our producer, Greg, received approval for testicle removal after a 22-minute video call. In his take from with Plume, Greg provided a fake legal name. He said he had dysphoria in the past, but he stated that he had never experienced it for 6 months or more. Under the current version of the DSM-5, that means he doesn't have gender dysphoria. Plume quickly scheduled Greg for a video interview anyway. He assumed the identity Chelsea Bussey he didn't even attempt to pass. He badly mispronounced the name of the surgery he wanted. He made it clear he didn't know what the effect the surgery would have. And we're going to go through this. This is a minute and 30 seconds, guys.
So you're currently on estrogen. You're taking 6 milligrams a day.
Twice a day. Yeah, right. You got it.
So you're taking 1.5 tablets a day? Okay. And then, significant history. All right. Okay, so let's kind of get into this a little bit. So you are seeking what surgery? Just so I can things that are of course you probably don't know this, things that are irreversible when it comes to estrogen-based therapy is breast development and testicular shrinkage, right? But there's always a possibility for hair growth to come back. That may change with orchiectomy. Once you stop, once you no longer have your testes, you no longer have the ability for your teeth to convert to BHT because you don't have as much teeth, right? So hair growth, facial and body hair may change after orchiectomy. Fat redistribution is affected by the estrogen. So you may have less of a change in fat redistribution if you ever stop eating, but it may change as a whole. So it kind of does have a benefit without the spironolactone, but you still probably would definitely want to take estrogen as long as you would like.
I'm not complaining about the daily pills, just to be clear. I'm just saying if it accelerates it and makes things faster, then that's bad.
Yeah, so that's not great. Yeah, nevertheless, Plume's nurse practitioner said she wanted to write the most solid letter possible to justify surgery. Greg tells her that he once wrote an essay in school about being a woman, which everyone thought was ridiculous.
Give me a little bit of history with your gender dysphoria. That may kind of help me. I want to make this letter as solid as possible to be like, this orchiectomy is definitely needed.
I'll tell you, I'm happy to. So when I was in school, and I actually wrote a big essay for admission to a club about how I didn't feel like my biological sex went along with how I felt, and I told people that, and they thought it was ridiculous. So because they thought I just look like a guy, so they like this is ridiculous.
Greg also tells Plume's nurse practitioner that his father has been prescribing him hormones for years. The nurse doesn't question this in any way. Instead, she says that arrangement is perfect.
Perfect. And is your dad providing a letter for you as well?
No, that's part of why I'm
Conflict.
yeah, I think there's a conflict there, and that's also part of the reasons why he involves other doctors with me as well. Is he just thinks it's better to have an independent person do it. He could have done it. He told me he could have done it, but I said, yeah, it's better not to do that.
Now, we have 3 days later, Plume sent this letter to Chelsea Belsey, who does not exist, saying he was experiencing significant ongoing gender dysphoria. The letter strongly recommended Chelsea for testicle removal. The letter keeps capitalizing Ashitomi, I think that's how you pronounce that, without and before it, as if it's just a copy pasted into a template. Greg followed up to learn why he had been diagnosed with gender dysphoria. Plume admitted they just used these letter templates provided by WPATH. Later, Plume's nurse practitioner confirmed that in order for the surgery to be paid for, the dysphoria diagnosis would need to remain. At the same time, the nurse appeared confused as to why Chelsea Belsey had requested testicle removal in the first place. This scam is the cutting edge of trans healthcare. After launching just a couple of years ago, Plume now operates in 41 states, focuses in 47 states. How is it possible they've expanded so quickly? The answer is that there's been big money behind this. Plume and Fox raised more than $45 million last year. Just led Plume's $14 million fundraising is David Sachs where this going on. He names all those people. And then he has insurance companies like Athena, United Health Group, and Cigna work with Plume. Do they know they're paying for surgeries based on obviously false information? Some states have restricted this kind of medicine. Florida, for example, recently passed a law banning most trans telehealth services. Trans activists and the social press have complained that this law is ignorance. They're furious because they know the gender transition industry is corrupt and fraudulent from the ground up. Protecting kids is just one piece of the puzzle. The fight begins there, but that doesn't end there. The whole industry needs to be shut down. Exactly. So now that we've seen this, the industry is pure evil in every single imaginable. These are not good people. These are not nice people. They are doing this for benefit. They are doing this for just money, and they want to ruin society and bring down society to their evil ways. These people are not good people. They're evil. They need to be jailed immediately. No, full stop. All right? That just needs to happen. Then we have this, the final thing here. We have a teacher at Longevity Junior High School in Edmond, Alberta, Canada tells Muslim pupils off for skipping school to avoid LGBTQ pride events.
Well, I'll tell you, you are out to lunch. If you think it's acceptable to not show up because you think there's some pride activities going on at school, right? Oh, that's fine. You know, because I'm going to show my opinion by hanging out at the mall. But meanwhile, all of those kids who are, involved in, say, the Gay Street Alliance or whatever, I don't even know if we have that anymore in our school, they're here when we did Ramadan for Lion Time, and they're showing respect in the class for your religion, right, for your beliefs. It goes two ways. If you want to be respected for who you are, if you don't want to suffer prejudice for your religion, your color of skin, your whatever, then you better give it back to people who are different from you. That's how it works. It's an exchange. And it isn't like that in all countries. As I told you, in Uganda, literally, if they think you're gay, they will execute you. If you believe that kind of thing, then you don't belong here. Because that is not what Canada believes. We believe in freedom. We believe that people can marry whomever they want. That is in the law. And if you don't think that should be the law, you can't be Canadian. You don't belong here. And I mean it. I really mean it. And it's not a joke, Mansour. I said back and forth. You want it, you got to give it. It just makes me angry. Sorry, I'm a little working.
Yeah, makes you angry. Okay, what about the situation here to where your people of your ilk literally say that that people are getting arrested for talking about what they want to talk about, and they get arrested for it, like the man there, Or whenever we say like, oh, we just don't want this pushed into our faces, but you're constantly pushing it into our faces, we get in trouble for it. This is the reason why people don't want to go do the Pride Month stuff. This is why people are tired of everything that you're doing, because the mere fact is you constantly pushing this stuff and you guys don't get in trouble, but we do. And people are getting sick and tired of that shit you're being pushed on. This teacher is horrible. These people are horrible. And what we've learned today is that the actual amount of First Amendment violations happening is immense. The far left are getting a lot more radical, a lot more insane very quickly because people are pushing back hard. And we need to keep on fighting because this is getting insane. Out of all the news that we've seen today, this is pretty crazy. We went from people actively fighting back and going into, fighting this stuff. We have the far left going even further to stifle us and to remove our rights. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a very, very bloody presidential year or election year. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but the farther we fight back and the more we can get an actual decent Republican into office, God forbid, preferably not a politician Republican, the better we can get our country back in order and really fix things. Because we need to fix things really badly in this country, and that's the only way to be it. All right, guys, that's it for all the news that has happened in the past week. It took me around, give or take, an hour and 50 minutes to really get through it, but yeah, that's what's been going on. I'll be doing another stream. I'll definitely be doing a stream, like I said, on Monday, on a bit more recap, and then maybe I'll do a stream, maybe Wednesday or something, right before the other stream, to where I get to do a Q&A, talk to you guys and stuff like that. So yeah, well, that'll be up in there, but thanks guys for watching. More viewers are up today. That's cool. I usually have 2, but now I had 3. I had up to 5. We're getting up there, boys. I'm now back and ready to kick ass on YouTube again, and hopefully all things go well. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a good one. And have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. And I hope you guys also enjoy the Discord. All right, guys. That's it.